there's one stock that seems to be really sparkling on screen, and that has to be Lupin. Look at that. The stock is actually near the day's highest point, came out with stellar set of numbers, and now we are joined by the management of Lupin. We have Vinita Gupta, who's the CEO of Lupin, and Nilesh Gupta, who's the MD at Lupin, as well as Ramesh Swaminathan, who's the executive director at Lupin. A very good morning to all three of you. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And Vinita, coming first to you, congratulations. Great set of numbers coming in the quarter gone by, and it's been a strong quarter for your company, and not just when you talk about the domestic business, especially your US business also has performed pretty well. Do you think that about $210 million is now the base run rate going forward for Lupin in the United States?
Yes, we have guided in the past. We've been working hard to really stabilize the US business, grow the baseline, as well as new product launches to drive growth, and that's what you see in the quarter. We certainly will be working hard to sustain this level, and expect US revenues now to be at the $200 million plus a quarter.
Hi, very good morning to all of you. And Vinita, wanted to understand more about your US business, and especially on gSpiriva. How much of the contribution has come from gSpiriva in the quarter? If you can't give us a number, then any sense that how is the demand prospects right now?
I'd say it's been material. It's a significant product launch for us, as we had anticipated, and it has proven to be a very successful launch. But having said that, our baseline business has grown as well. We expected Spiriva, like other inhalers, to be a slow ramp up, and so it's the substitution has been on track with what we were expecting. And it has helped us grow the business quarter on quarter, as well as overall respiratory revenues, now including albuterol, Spiriva, and other respiratory products in the quarter have been more than 40% of our revenues. So really strong contribution from complex generics overall, including Spiriva.
Right. Very good morning to you, Nilesh, as well. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And if you look at your India business, it's actually grown well, but that excluding the in-license portfolio. If you could explain to us and let us know what sort of growth hurdles are you facing in that particular segment?
So we're very upbeat on India. As you would know, in the last 10 years, the market grew over 10%. We grew over 13%. So we have this goal of growing 1.3 times the market growth rate. And we're doing that in most therapy areas other than diabetes. We actually grew a little slower than we would have liked. 6.9% for Q2, 8% for H1. If you take out NLEM impact, our growth was close to 9%. But we're very upbeat. Our focus remains on chronic, on our big three therapy areas: diabetes, cardiovascular, and respiratory. But there's a bunch of other areas that are growing really nicely as well: gynecology, vitamins, opthal, oncology, urology, even everything growing at double digit at this point of time. I think we're still going to keep growing slower on the diabetes front, but everything else should basically be double digit growth. And we've added representatives, so now we have close to 9,500 people in our sales force, including the medical representatives. We spun out one new division. So I think the focus is going to be on adding sales force, improving sales force effectiveness, and focusing on the right product portfolio to be brought. But we see this as a unique opportunity for us.
Well, thank you so much for that, Nilesh. But Ramesh, I want to get you in for the margin expectation, because this time the gross margins were also very strong this quarter. Were they largely driven by US, and what were the factors that aided such a sharp jump?
Yes, gross margins, of course, increased. It's because of the fact that it's the outcomes of, in fact, the kind of products that released across various markets. We had Darunavir previous quarter. We have Spiriva this quarter. We also have better sales in Europe, thanks to Lupin and the like. So, but whilst the bigger theme is, of course, products, the top line moving, it's also a question of execution across various other parts as well. For example, in terms of cost, we have had a tight rein on the cost across various lines. We conducted a workforce planning exercise some time ago, and that has borne fruit. We worked on a host of other lines as well. The compliance story, of course, came to play. So we got out of 3 of those facilities, 3 out of 5, so to speak. There's, of course, the tailwinds in terms of price, in terms of price stability in America, but also the fact that there is price reduction across various raw materials and the like. So, if you see our trend over the last 4 quarters, 5 quarters, so to speak, in terms of EBITDA margin improvement, there has been continuous effort and it's been continuously rising. So you would like to keep this going.
Rightly said, Ramesh. You've said that you all have been consistently actually increasing your margins, and your margins are a multi-quarter high in the quarter gone by is surpassed that 18% mark. So would you like to guide it upwards now, give an upward guidance for your margins?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of leading to, because as I said, the margins last quarter was 14.4%. This time it's 18.7%. So you'd like this upward trajectory to keep going. Obviously, it calls for a lot of effort and execution from our end, and all of these initiatives that we have taken have borne fruit and would continue to do so. We're still lower than the peer group, so to speak. As we speak about the competition, they're all middling in the 20s. And that would be our aspiration target as well, given the portfolio that we have, given the various initiatives that we have taken. The aspiration would be to get to the same level over time.
Okay, and Vinita, the company has been doing blockbuster launches back to back, but going ahead, any niche launches in the US that you would like to call out?
Well, I mean, tiotropium is going to be an important one for us to scale up over the next couple of quarters and the next couple of years. But we were very pleased to get key approvals like tolvaptan in October, Xywav from Somerset. Tolvaptan actually is a product we hopefully will launch in fiscal year 26, so within the next 2 years. That'll be a large one for us. And we have, if you look at the first half of the year, we've launched 4 products. We have 5+ launches in the second half of the year. Some of the ophthalmics as a result of clearance of our Pithampur Unit 2 site and ophthalmic product approvals that we are starting to see. And a couple of injectable products as well as products out of Somerset, like diazepam gel that we talked about. We just launched the last week, cyanocobalamin that we expect to launch in the next couple of weeks. So now that we have, the compliance situation addressed across a number of our sites and a pretty strong focus on pipeline execution, delivering our new product launches, we feel pretty good about growing the US business, in the quarters and the years to come.
Okay, with this, we'll let you go all on that front. Thank you so much for joining us today live on ET Now, as well as festive greetings to all of you.